Ladies and gentlemen, I am Billy Graham, and I am a motivational speaker. If you truly want a positive change in your life, don't just listen, take action. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you can receive more inspiring messages. There comes a time in everyone's life when they feel lost, shattered, and broken. It feels like the weight of the world is pressing down, making it hard to breathe, hard to move forward. If you have ever felt this way, let me tell you, you are not alone. And more importantly, you are stronger than you think. Feeling broken is one of the most challenging emotions a person can experience. It is often accompanied by a sense of hopelessness, loneliness, and deep sorrow. In such moments, it can be tempting to suppress or ignore these emotions, hoping they will fade away with time. However, denying what we feel only prolongs the pain. The first and most important step toward healing is to acknowledge our feelings honestly and without judgment. When life takes an unexpected turn, whether due to failure, heartbreak, or loss, it is natural to feel overwhelmed. Society often teaches us to be strong, to put on a brave face, and to move on quickly. But true strength lies in recognizing and accepting emotions rather than burying them. Suppressing pain does not make it disappear. Instead, it lingers in the background, affecting our thoughts, actions, and overall well-being. Accepting emotions as they come allows us to process them in a healthy way, preventing them from becoming a permanent burden. Acknowledging emotions means giving ourselves permission to feel them fully. If we are sad, we should allow ourselves to cry. If we are angry, we should recognize that anger is a valid response to certain situations. If we are disappointed, we should admit that things did not go as expected. By doing so, we give ourselves the space to heal. Many people fear that if they let themselves feel too much, they might break beyond repair. But the reality is that emotions do not destroy us. It is the denial of emotions that leads to deeper struggles. One of the most powerful ways to acknowledge emotions is through self-reflection. Taking time to sit with our thoughts, writing in a journal, or simply speaking our feelings out loud can bring clarity. It allows us to identify the root of our pain and understand what we truly need. Often when we verbalize our feelings, we realize that they are not as unbearable as they seemed in our minds. They become manageable, and solutions begin to emerge naturally. Another essential aspect of acknowledging emotions is self-compassion. When we go through difficult times, it is easy to be harsh on ourselves, blaming ourselves for what went wrong. However, just as we would comfort a loved one going through pain, we must extend the same kindness to ourselves, being gentle with our emotions, reminding ourselves that it is okay to struggle, and accepting that healing takes time are crucial in the journey toward recovery. Cultural and social expectations can sometimes make it difficult to fully embrace emotions. Many people grow up hearing phrases like, "stay strong," or "don't cry," which create a belief that vulnerability is a weakness. But true resilience comes from allowing ourselves to experience emotions without shame. Vulnerability is not a flaw. It is a sign of being human. When we acknowledge how we feel, we give ourselves the power to work through those emotions instead of being controlled by them. No one can avoid pain entirely, but how we deal with it determines how we move forward. Accepting emotions does not mean dwelling on them forever. It simply means giving them the recognition they deserve. When we acknowledge our pain with honesty and patience, we take the first step toward healing and growth. During moments of emotional pain, it can feel like the whole world is closing in. The weight of sadness, frustration, or despair can become overwhelming, making it seem as though no one else could possibly understand what we are going through. In these times, the instinct to isolate ourselves often takes over. However, no one is meant to go through life's hardships alone. Seeking support from others is not a sign of weakness, but rather an essential step toward healing. Human beings are inherently social creatures. From the moment we are born, we rely on connection to survive and thrive. When we face difficulties, having someone to talk to can make all the difference. Whether it is a friend, a family member, or a professional counselor, simply expressing our thoughts and emotions to another person can provide a sense of relief. Bottling up pain only increases its intensity, whereas sharing it allows us to process our feelings in a healthier way. Often people hesitate to reach out because they fear being a burden. They convince themselves that their struggles are too insignificant to bother others with, or that no one will truly understand. But the truth is, those who care about us want to help. When we open up, we give others the opportunity to be there for us just as we would do for them in their time of need. Support is not about solving every problem immediately. Sometimes just having someone listen with an open heart is enough to bring comfort. Different forms of support exist, and it is important to find what works best. Some people find solace in talking to close friends who know them well and can offer encouragement. Others may turn to family members whose love and presence provide a sense of security. For those who feel unable to share their struggles with people they know, professional support can be invaluable. Therapists, counselors, and support groups provide safe spaces to express emotions without fear of judgment. These professionals have the skills and knowledge to help individuals navigate difficult emotions and develop coping strategies. In addition to personal connections and professional help, support can also come from unexpected sources. Sometimes reading about others who have gone through similar struggles can be reassuring. Books, online communities, and support groups can provide a sense of belonging, reminding us that we are not alone. Even something as simple as attending a workshop, joining a club, or engaging in a shared activity can create opportunities for meaningful connection. Seeking support does not mean depending on others for happiness. It means recognizing that healing is a journey best taken with companionship. It allows us to gain new perspectives, find encouragement, and receive the reassurance that tough times do not last forever. Life's challenges become easier to bear when we know we have people who stand beside us. The act of reaching out, even in small ways, can be the turning point in moving from pain toward healing and resilience. Strength is not just about physical power. It is the ability to keep moving forward, even when everything feels like it is falling apart. Life has a way of testing people in ways they never expected, pushing them to limits they did not think they could endure. When a person feels broken, it can seem as if all their strength has disappeared. The motivation to keep going fades and self-doubt creeps in. But even in the darkest moments, strength is never truly lost. It only needs to be rediscovered. Pain and hardship often cloud the mind, making it difficult to see the resilience that already exists within. When challenges arise, they have the power to shake confidence, making even the strongest individuals question their ability to move forward. However, the truth is that every struggle faced in the past has been overcome in one way or another. Reflecting on past hardships and remembering how they were handled can be a powerful reminder of the inner strength that has always been there. A person who has faced difficulties before and survived them has already proven their ability to rise again. Resilience is built over time, shaped by every experience that tests one's limits. It is not something that suddenly appears, but rather something that grows stronger with every challenge faced. Small victories, even those that may seem insignificant, contribute to this strength. Each time a person gets out of bed despite feeling emotionally exhausted, each time they push through fear and uncertainty, and each time they choose to try again after failure, they are proving their resilience. These moments may not seem like great achievements at the time, but they are proof of an unbreakable spirit. Self-belief plays a crucial role in rediscovering strength. Doubt can be paralyzing, convincing a person that they are too weak to overcome obstacles. The mind can be its own worst enemy, filling thoughts with negativity and fear. However, choosing to challenge these thoughts can be life-changing. Instead of focusing on weaknesses, it is important to remind oneself of personal strengths. Writing down past accomplishments, no matter how small, can be a helpful exercise in shifting perspective. Strength does not mean never struggling. It means continuing despite the struggle. Support from others can also help reignite inner strength. Sometimes those around us see our potential more clearly than we do ourselves. Encouraging words from a friend, a mentor, or even a stranger can serve as a reminder that we are capable of more than we think. Seeking inspiration from people who have overcome adversity can provide the motivation needed to push forward. Stories of perseverance remind us that strength is not something only a few possess. It is within everyone, waiting to be rediscovered. Growth often comes from discomfort. The struggles that seem unbearable today may one day become the very experiences that shape a stronger, wiser version of ourselves. Strength is not about never falling. It is about rising every time we do. Even in moments of doubt, the ability to stand up again remains within reach, waiting to be reclaimed. Healing is a journey, not a destination. When a person feels broken, the idea of healing can seem distant. The weight of emotional pain can make it feel as if things will never get better. However, healing does not happen all at once. It is a gradual process, filled with small steps, setbacks, and moments of growth. It requires patience, self-compassion, and the willingness to move forward even when the path seems unclear. One of the most important aspects of healing is allowing oneself to feel. Many people try to suppress their emotions, believing that ignoring pain will make it disappear. In reality, unprocessed emotions only build up over time, making it harder to move forward. Facing pain head-on, whether through reflection, journaling, or talking to someone, allows it to be released rather than buried. It is okay to cry, to feel frustrated, and to acknowledge hurt. These emotions are a natural part of healing, and giving them space helps lighten the burden. Healing also involves letting go of self-blame. When something painful happens, it is common to replay events over and over, wondering what could have been done differently. While self-reflection is important, dwelling too much on the past can prevent progress. Accepting that some things are beyond control and choosing to forgive oneself is a crucial step. Holding on to guilt or regret only prolongs suffering. Instead, shifting focus to what can be learned from the experience allows for personal growth. Taking care of the body and mind plays a vital role in the healing process. Emotional wounds often manifest physically, leading to exhaustion, tension, or even illness. Engaging in activities that promote well-being, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time in nature, can help restore balance. Small acts of self-care, like eating nourishing food, getting enough rest, or simply taking deep breaths, can have a powerful impact. The mind and body are deeply connected, and taking care of one supports the healing of the other. Healing also requires creating a new sense of meaning. When something painful happens, it can feel as though everything has lost its purpose. However, every challenge carries the opportunity for growth. Finding meaning in the struggle, whether through helping others, pursuing a passion, or redefining personal goals, can bring a renewed sense of purpose. Looking at pain as a teacher rather than just a source of suffering allows for transformation. Time is an essential part of the healing process, but it is not the only factor. Simply waiting for pain to fade is not enough. Actively choosing to heal makes the difference. Healing is not about forgetting what happened or pretending everything is okay. It is about finding peace despite what has been experienced. It is about moving forward with wisdom, strength, and a deeper understanding of oneself. No matter how deep the wound, with time, effort, and self-love, healing is always possible. Losing a sense of purpose can be one of the most disorienting and painful experiences in life. When everything that once felt meaningful seems to slip away, it can create a feeling of emptiness and confusion. Whether due to personal loss, failure, or unexpected life changes, this loss of direction can make even the simplest task feel exhausting. However, purpose is not something that disappears forever. It is something that can be rediscovered, redefined, and rebuilt over time. Finding purpose again begins with self-reflection. It requires looking inward and asking what truly matters. Life constantly changes, and so do personal goals and aspirations. Sometimes what once brought joy no longer feels fulfilling, and that is okay. It does not mean that life has lost its meaning. It simply means that a new purpose is waiting to be found. Exploring different interests, revisiting past passions, or trying new experiences can help uncover what feels right in the present moment. Purpose is not always a grand mission. It can be found in the smallest of things. Helping a friend, creating something new, or simply learning something valuable. Taking small steps is key. When purpose feels distant, the idea of finding it again can be overwhelming. The best way to start is by focusing on daily actions rather than waiting for a sudden realization. Engaging in activities that bring even a little sense of fulfillment can gradually rebuild a connection to a deeper purpose. It might be volunteering, picking up a creative hobby, or setting simple personal goals. Every small effort contributes to a bigger picture. Purpose is not something that appears instantly. It is something that grows through action and commitment. Surrounding oneself with supportive and inspiring people can also make a significant difference. Being around those who are passionate, driven, or simply positive can help reignite motivation. Conversations, shared experiences, and encouragement from others can provide clarity and insight. Sometimes purpose is not just about personal fulfillment, but also about making a difference in the lives of others. Even small acts of kindness can create a deep sense of meaning. Letting go of past expectations is an important part of the process. Sometimes people hold on to old dreams or societal definitions of success that no longer align with who they have become. Clinging to these outdated expectations can create undesignated pressure and feelings of failure. Purpose is not a fixed destination. It evolves as people grow and experience life. Accepting this change allows new possibilities to emerge. Patience is essential when rediscovering purpose. There will be moments of doubt, frustration, and uncertainty, but that does not mean progress is not happening. Purpose is not about having all the answers, but about continuously seeking, learning, and growing. It is found in the journey rather than just the destination. No matter how lost someone may feel, purpose is always within reach, waiting to be uncovered in the everyday moments of life. Growth is a natural part of life, yet during difficult times it can feel impossible to believe in. Pain, failure, and setbacks often create the illusion that nothing will ever improve. It is easy to feel trapped in negative circumstances, as if the struggle will last forever. However, no matter how challenging the present moment may seem, growth is always happening beneath the surface. Just as a seed takes time to sprout into a tree, personal growth requires patience, resilience, and the willingness to embrace change. Believing in growth starts with understanding that struggles do not define a person's future. Hardships may shape experiences, but they do not limit potential. Every challenge carries an opportunity to learn and evolve. When things go wrong, it is natural to feel discouraged, but setbacks often hold valuable lessons. Failures teach resilience. Heartbreaks teach emotional depth. And disappointments reveal strength. Even the most painful experiences contribute to personal development by providing new perspectives and deeper self-awareness. Instead of seeing obstacles as barriers, they can be viewed as stepping stones toward a stronger, wiser version of oneself. Perspective plays a crucial role in personal growth. How a person interprets difficulties determines their ability to overcome them. Viewing challenges as opportunities rather than punishments shifts the focus from what has been lost to what can be gained. This mindset does not mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. Rather, it means choosing to see difficulties as temporary phases rather than permanent conditions. The past does not have to dictate the future. With effort and determination, it is always possible to build something better, even after experiencing loss or failure. Growth also requires stepping outside of comfort zones. Progress does not happen by remaining in the same place, both physically and mentally. Taking risks, trying new things, and pushing beyond fear allows individuals to discover strengths they never knew they had. Every challenge faced and every new experience embraced contributes to self-improvement. Even small acts like learning a new skill, taking on a new responsibility, or changing daily habits can lead to significant transformation over time. Surrounding oneself with positive influences can strengthen the belief in growth. Encouraging friends, inspiring mentors, and uplifting environments make it easier to stay motivated. Seeing others overcome their struggles serves as a reminder that growth is possible for everyone. Additionally, engaging with books, podcasts, or stories that promote personal development can provide reassurance that no matter how difficult life gets, change is always within reach. Patience is essential because growth does not happen overnight. Just like nature follows its own rhythm, personal transformation takes time. There will be moments of frustration, self-doubt, and stagnation, but that does not mean progress is not occurring. Even when it is not visible, every effort to move forward contributes to a greater change. Believing in growth means trusting that every experience, good or bad, is shaping a stronger, more capable individual. No matter how challenging the journey may seem, the potential for growth is always there, waiting to be realized.